Good morning, I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the case handler. A show on personal injury and immigration weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And the Supreme Power Homes. Call them at 800-493-9002. Now for the news in details. A parliamentary committee set up to examine Jamaica's National Identification and Registration Bill, which will establish a National Identification System NIDS, has started meeting just 3 days after the bill was tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck, chairman of the committee, noted that it is necessary for the committee to begin its work as soon as possible, given the setbacks in implementing the NIDS. The Justice Minister requested that the NID Secretariat begin publicizing the revised bill so that all Jamaicans can become aware of its existence and the contents. He also requested that various groups of Jamaicans be invited to comment on the bill. Peter Bunting was on Friday morning sworn in as the 8th opposition member of Jamaica's Senate. After taking the oath, Mr. Bunting commented on the controversy which delayed his swearing in by 2 weeks. Last week, Norman Horn admitted that he still held U.S. citizenship, which makes him ineligible to serve as a senator. Mr. Bunting, who is also leader of opposition business in the upper house, said the debacle served as a reminder of the need for constitutional reform. Mr. Bunting said the need for constitutional review was made even more evident with the Supreme Court's ruling in September that the detention of 5 men under the state of emergency was unlawful and unconstitutional. Meanwhile, the government of Jamaica on Friday announced that it will grant private sector entities affected by the third phase of the ban on plastics a 6-month grace period. The third phase of the ban will come into effect on January 1st. Environment Minister Pernell Charles Jr. said that after the transition and review period, enforcement of the ban will begin, including prosecutions. Addressing a media briefing at Jamaica House on Friday, Mr. Charles outlined the government's expectations of the public and private sectors during the grace period. The third phase of the ban on plastic relates to the importation, distribution, manufacture, and use of single-use plastic bags of dimensions 24 by 24 and below, as well as plastic straws attached to juice boxes or drink pouches. In sports, West Indies Test captain Jason Holder has received strong support from former West Indies all-rounder Ian Bradshaw, who says his fellow Barbadian should remain in charge for next month's tour of Bangladesh. Holder has led the Test squad for 5 years, but his leadership has again come under increased scrutiny, following an abysmal tour of New Zealand, where his side lost both Tests by an innings inside 4 days. The losses were 2 of 4 in 5 tests this year after West Indies went down 2-1 in England in a 3-test tour last July. Holder's personal performances were also disappointing, failing to take a wicket in 58 overs on tour and scoring a sole half-century and gathering 103 runs at an average of 34. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the case handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And the Supreme Power Homes. Call them at 800-493-9002. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Tracy Spence. To have a good morning.